whoever is a member of my community, welcome back. And whoever is not, please do subscribe. I will do a set of videos of person who was gangstalked, and which is me. And gangstalkers won, but there is no other way in a way. The gangstalking, it's de facto a thing that when you have a group of people that partially unknown to you, and by unknown reason, you have people again that attack you. And in a way, in my case, I was lucky to understand why, because very few people who are gang stalked have a possibility to understand why it's happening to them. And over the last few months, specifically the last 3 months, I had this avalanche of information about impulse weapons, about impulse technology, about semiconductors, and the business related to ionic beam, which my father was an inventor of a device. Okay, so my point is this: that okay, fine, I was gang stalked for a very long time. I was robbed periodically. And they play a really smart game that would divert my attention to absolutely different game. And I end up chasing the rabbit. I see this hound dogs in Florida when they chase the rabbit. You know what I mean? Like to get something. This is what that was given to me. And not just by somebody, but by really close people. I had people, as I said, betrayed me. I have some of my relatives participated. I have practically, I ended up in a way, I don't call myself a fool, but that's what it is. You've been fooled that you can win, but actually can't, because you're dealing with massive, massive power. And so what do? Always in relationships between foes, between enemies in a way, when it's a standoff, the more powerful side always win, and most powerful side, it's always the gangstalkers, because they have unlimited resources that they can go after with against you. So de facto, you cannot deal with people. It's hard to deal with people who can become anybody they want, or suddenly end up somewhere where you are even just thought of going, and they're already waiting for you somewhere. So this is one of those things. So recently, I have to deal with my house. Not house, I have a condominium in Atlanta, Georgia, which we have a family for 20 years. And when my mother died, I was owner part of it, and now I was trying to get completely, transfer my to the property ownership, and I stumble. I have to redo it again. The Fulton County didn't provide whatever they said they will. And by the way, Fulton County is the place where Donald Trump had troubles. I had a situation very interesting where I went, and they sent me to a specific department, and this specific department tells me this, that they hired so many people there new, that they're on training, that if you ask something and they will tell you, it doesn't mean that exactly they know what they're doing. And as I said, this is the Fulton County where even Trump, the former president, he had trouble there because simply of bureaucracy. Anyway, this is what I have. Then I have a company that I work for, the Allied Universal Company, that I like, by the way, because I am a supervisor. Well, I get a little bit more money, but it doesn't mean that I have a lot of money. When I was asked to become a supervisor, my boss didn't inform me that I'll be getting $1,500 less a month that I was making before that as a rover. And it's kind of hard to explain, a long story, but this is what it is. And the owners supposedly, that the company that represent the owners, which is Cushman and Wakefield, supposedly did not like overtime either. And so I started having a spiral of unpaid bills, and the spiral of unpaid bills partially collapsed my financial structure, and now I am behind of on my mortgage payments, which can lead into. But as I said, my mortgage payment is on my mother's name because I haven't transferred yet. It was a of a dead person, mortgage of a dead person. There's this called a successor you have to deal with. And what I ended up, as I said, I ended up with now with possibility they're gonna be losing my apartment, and the it's kind of sad, but it's not much I can do about it. And then I just realized that there's extra stuff. I have letters coming from IRS, not just I have really small bills for me, but there's a situation my mother's. So what IRS tells me that they can put a lien on the condominium that I own and sell this lien to somebody else. But what is horrible is they can determine the price. It means, for instance, I have thousands of dollars in equity, but they can simply take this and put the price few cents on the dollar, and their own people will just buy it on the cents of a dollar, and this way they got profit from the sale of IRS property, because it actually partially on my department can become partially owned by the IRS. But the real estate, and the real estate people say very simple: you cannot lose your equity. Well, actually, you can. They can rob you blind, because if they have some kind of agenda, they have a power for it. But as I said, it's not the government, it's bureaucracy. There's certain bureaucracies, and the only thing I can do in this is simply this. You want to rob me blind? Fuck you. Go ahead, steal it. And I will see and document as much as I can. As I said, I have a PayPal account. I need a new computer. So if somebody decides to help, I need a new computer with a higher RAM, because my RAM is really poor. It's not. I cannot do movies. So all I can do is very simple. I just can document it all. Plus, I am want to change my mother's death certificate to suspicious death. And by the way, did you guys look at the videos that I make about my father's impulse technology? So, and I just want to bring up, this is one of the other things. The why suddenly over the last 3 months I have so much crap falling on me. You see, people who are in power, they don't like to look bad. See what I mean? When they steal stuff from you, when they kill people, they want to look like freedom fighters and something like this. You see what I mean? They will put you on a blacklist. They will make you look that you steal things, and or you are or you are criminal of some kind. Which, by the way, here was done, attempt to be done. Like when my mother died, they didn't report her death and transferred 3 months of her social security payments to one of my accounts. And I went to give them back right away, and they refused to take it. They said they're going to send me. So practically, they cover stuff up. So I just simply did the procedure with the bank, and now I steal all the money. And it looks bad, like I did something wrong, but I didn't. And I stopped the fraud. I stopped my mother's, um, being on record alive. She wasn't alive already. So I think there was a attempt of identity fraud, and very unfortunate. It was interracial. So somebody from my mother worked in Africa, and this I'm still looking on situations how it's gonna play out. But it looks like for me the time in the South is over, because if you try to do research racial crime, you kind of become a bad person. And so bottom line in the end of this, I will lose my apartment. The moment I will lose my apartment, I don't have another choice, because in Atlanta you cannot live in Atlanta. You cannot afford to live in Atlanta. And simply the moment I am kicked out of the apartment, I'm just simply gonna sit in my car and drive away to a different state. Not in the east. I'm gonna go back west. I have hotel and restaurant management. I have a degree, a bachelor in business, and I have a cooking. Maybe I will go Nevada, like Las Vegas. I've been there for over 50 times, 60 times over the last 35 years. I know the area very well. And or I can go back to Utah. It depends. I have Social Security coming, but as one of you guys said, they're going to be making you problems with Social Security. Yes, I already expect this. I know why. I had encounters with Social Security office, and Social Security office is one of the fuck. I even don't want to comment. They will make. They will make a lot of people are unhappy there, because there is a way. You see, there is a what when we're talking about Social Security, there is a goal of Social Security office not to pay you, or pay you minimum as possible, but for a very long time. And until you die, the reason is very simple, because they just it's like a way of bureaucracy to save money. And it's coffee, and this way, um, there's not much you can do. But I will try. See, with me is as long as I am in not in jail and not in problem. See, the problem, I shouldn't be in jail of any kind. I don't have any crime. I never committed any crime. But this is what the problem sometimes is. If you are a nice and you are a good person of moral character, a good moral character, you're easy target, because those people, and some of those people, as I said, work here in Atlanta, live here in Atlanta. I cannot say a word about it, because you can end up in stuff that you don't want to end up with. Anyway, it's been already almost 14 minutes, and but that's what it is. If I'm kicked out, I am out of here. I'm out of Atlanta, out of the South completely. I'm just simply, as I said, I will lose everything pretty much. I don't have any money to get movers, because I was expecting I will sell the apartment. But the apartment there was attempt to hijack. Everything possible was done for me not to get my equity. Equity, it's a lot of money, like we could do real estate. So the fact that if you are gang-stalked anywhere in the United States or even abroad, if you have a chance to come to Atlanta, don't come here, don't invest, don't buy anything. If you have to come here to work, lease. It's easier to break the lease than lose the money when you do the mortgage. What happened with me is people were making sure that I cannot sell it. Starting from the bank. The bank is, by the way, Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo There was problem when I was asked for investment. I needed a lot of some money to fix the apartment to sell it. It took forever to get this money. It was 2017. Then somebody tried to hijack this apartment. There's a whole thing. So those apartment ended up being like a horrible place for, even though it's good and nice and it's safe, because with Atlanta crime, I cannot live anywhere else but here, because you have a homeowner association, which you enter the building with fobs, and it's safe in a way. But the yet, as I said, you if you go to other places here, Atlanta is getting worse. And the if I leave from here, I ended up vulnerable. The Another thing which is strange, I have several situations that are made me believe that I'm not safe here myself, including was the biggest one almost 2 years ago. It was in August 22. I was poisoned, and I was poisoned uh, uh, the way that one of people that my family knew back in the country that I live, the country of Bulgaria. So one of the generals that was friend of my stepfather's father, my step grandfather, and he ended up dead, and he was poisoned as well. I think there's no, you never can say 100% what it is, but something really familiar, similar, sorry, not familiar, but so when I realize what it is at them, it's kind of familiar. It was something in the past, and then I remembered the there's a problem, okay, and I do not feel safe in Atlanta if I don't live in this apartment, but which I cannot afford because the company cut my income, and so de facto have to surrender it to the bank, or they will take over, or the IRS will take it, and all I can do is just simply to get in the car and drive away out of Atlanta. But not just Atlanta, completely out of state of Georgia. State of Georgia is really, really horrible state. It's There's internal problems, there's racial problems, and um, the I will do as I said, a specific video about it. But there is problematic situations with city drive back here to become a city, and it's a lot of racial stuff involved, and not just that. There's tax. There's a whole bunch of stuff that will simply drive me out. And I said to myself, well, screw this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I was here just stuck. I was passerby. I arrived to take care of my dying mother, and I ended up stuck here, caught in some games. They almost put me to jail, and I still can have a problem forever. So I would just simply have to stop it. And if the moment the IRS takes my apartment, and IRS and the bank takes my apartment away, I'm not staying. I'm trying to save some money that I can move out, and we will see. Maybe I will have another ways of perpetual impoverishment to hit me to overpay to something, and I will simply move. Atlanta. I never planned to be in Atlanta, but I ended up being stuck here and gangstalked. You see, I was gangstalked partially in Utah for a very long time, but I was never poisoned in Utah. I had a situation that I had drugs in my coffee once or twice. You practically look like crazy. I had a video done on how people being poisoned with drugs in order to look crazy for social gatherings, and I was given a coffee with drug one, but when I bought the coffee, when I was on my way to talk to a lawyer, What the hell did they say there? I have no idea. You see what I mean? So my point is very simple. When you deal with higher, not higher power, but bigger power, um, they always win because they have more resources than you. And I almost said higher power. Well, I don't know. In my case, higher power, I kind of reluctant to say, but in my case, the higher power did not deliver. I don't know what to say. I don't want to have, say anything bad, wrong about deities, but the something went really wrong here. So it's like uh, you're a very decent person, and suddenly you became somebody to screw you over. Anyway, and there's interesting stuff when you expect higher power to help you. There is a everybody went through this. I'm absolutely sure you have some kind of a hint that it's coming. There's always something happens, and you can read between situations that there is something there for me, like somebody is talking to you in a way. This is what I had several times, but I ended up being um, wrong. I ended up being in a loop of expectation that the higher power will help me, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, guys, it's damn. I almost took almost 22 minutes. I hope it has a time to load because it's really lately it's really hard to load. As I said, my computer has a low power RAM. I need bigger RAM. That's why I said I have a different computer. I have a RAM and I need um, movie making, movie making software. But the so it means that I need iMovie that I know how to work with, and so I need some kind of Apple product. So as I said, I work now only from my iPhone 14 Plus, and that's what it is. It takes forever to load. For when I do live, it goes to load and it says waiting, and it can wait like 3, 4, 5 hours. See. Anyway, you have a good day. Here is 7:15, almost 7:14 in the morning, and today's Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday. So not much you can do, and this is what the deal is. You guys have a good day and have a nice weekend, and um, visit me once in a while here on this channel. I will try to document what happens when you deal how people destroy you. Highly likely, I will end up on the street if I don't fix and sell the apartment. They will steal my equity, which is by law it's mine. This is just one of more things. When you're gangstalked, they deprive you of real investments. You invest, so it's millions of people do investments, but if you're gangstalked, according to their view, you don't deserve your own work. See what I mean? You are for them um, a slave in a way and enforce it. And the only thing you can do is simply to lose everything pretty much to go through the entire breaking process and see what's going on. So we'll see. You have a good day, guys. See you later.